All right, back to business. I'm going to introduce a couple of postures, some really simple movements that will be useful for releasing tension in the shoulders, the neck, the upper back, the spine, also the pelvis, and will help to release blockages in the arms through the meridians and channels of the arms and the hands. Okay, so these particular movements come from the base that is standing Qigong. So if you've ever heard me talk about standing Qigong, the standing Qigong refers to any posture that is held for a number of breaths or minutes or longer. And the basic posture for that is always going to be feet about hip to shoulder width apart, a nice firm base. The spine is going to be straight in the sense that you're going to be pulling the belly, the dantian, you're going to be pulling it gently back toward the spine, which is going to push the tailbone down. So from here, butt sticking out, to here. Okay, so that pushes the tailbone down. The tailbone curves down toward the earth. That knees bend. The chest and the belly are slightly pushed in toward the spine. And then the chin is going to be gently pulled in toward the cervical spine as well, which lengthens the whole spine and extends the crown and aligns the spine with both the center of the earth and the cosmos. Okay, so super important, because when you're in standing Qigong, you are putting yourself in a position to be a cosmic antenna, okay? An antenna from the earth. All right, so energy is going to move in your body naturally because it is highly intelligent, as is your body highly intelligent. So you're practicing putting yourself in this position. Okay, so from that standing posture, which would have the arms hanging at the sides with a little breezeway in between the armpits, so there's a little bit of a floaty feeling in the hands and the arms. The pelvis stays fluid, so we're not locked up, but we're feeling the sacrum, the potential for it to float. Okay, so now if you're working from a place of tight pelvis, a tight body, your body might be tightly wound, you're not familiar with these practices, it'll take a little while, it'll take some practice to really settle in and feel the sacrum floating in fluid in between the two ilia, in between the two hip bones. So that in and of itself is a nice practice. You can do some hip circles or whatever in preparation. Always stretching before standing Qigong is really good, unless you're already pretty loose, because standing Qigong can be strenuous and is intended to be fairly strenuous as the bones slowly, rhythmically move into alignment. Okay, so from your standing Qigong posture, you're going to be hanging out, feeling it, breathing, checking your posture, checking your alignment, noticing how things naturally want to fall in place. Notice if there's a twist in your pelvis, which is oftentimes the case. If you settle your system all the way and you're sinking your chi all the way through your feet into the earth, you will notice that your pelvis may have a tendency to drift to one side or the other. And that's okay. You can go with that. You can explore that. And if it is wanting to twist, I would say let it continue to twist, okay? Because there's some birth patterning in there, and you might be able to release and unwind some of that birth patterning and find it easier to come back into that fluid midline in that center. All right, so first, I want to work with this posture here. Okay, so my palms are more or less facing directly out from my body. Okay. I'm going to check my alignment again, because once I start lifting my arms, my spine, my skeleton is going to start to do funny things, because the tension required in the shoulders, the tension required in the mid-thoracic spine, and then in the low back to hold the weight of my arms. Okay, so I pick up my arms, I'm going to sink again, and got to sink. You're always sinking, really pulling the belly in so that the low back is flat and structurally supported. Okay, so staying here and breathing. Now the breath component of this is really crucial. On an inhale, I'm going to relax my arms. The elbows you see are a little bit bent. The hands are kind of floaty. Back in toward my face, back in toward my shoulders. And then on an exhale, I'm going to slowly release and then feel the chi, okay? It's going to come up my back. That's a little bit more of an advanced practice, but if you can feel that, feel that. Chi comes up from the perineum, up the back, and then moves through the back of the arms, and you're going to feel the chi and press the chi straight out through the center of the palms, okay? And then soften, inhale. Exhale, hands wide open, right? Fingers pulling back slightly toward the face. Palms, Lao Gong, center of the palm presses away. Inhale. Exhale. Energy flowing through the arms, out through the center of the palm. Inhale, relax, soften. Exhale, feeling the movement through the arms from the center of the thoracic spine, the middle of the back, in between the shoulder blades, presses out through the arms and away. Okay, so that's the first nice move there, and that's going to really, you're going to feel the buildup of power in the shoulders. You're not holding your arms up with muscles, okay? Muscles are not structural here. The structure is really in the bones, and you're working with softening the bones, softening the spine, softening your structure down into the floor, down into the earth, and then receiving that inhale breath from the earth, up the spine, and then pressing and using the chi, pressing the hands, palms out, away. Okay, so that's going to help to create some space in your upper back. You're going to feel it through the chest, through the arms, through the back. Okay, you'll notice if your low back starts to feel tight that your structure needs some work. So do a few of those, come back to a standing posture. Breathe. Alignment, so checking your alignments. Alignment is an intuitive thing, and even if you don't know anything about structural alignment, standing Qigong will inform you very quickly with regular practice what your structure feels like and how your body's intelligence can really shift the structure into alignment without much effort, right? So effort in many cases in Qigong, effort is counterproductive to alignment and to Qi flow. And as you practice, you start to see that the effort is really about letting the mind direct the Qi. Okay, so in this movement here, what we're doing is mind is directing the Qi through the breath. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and then with practice you start to engage the entire body, again breathing up through the legs, through the spine, out the arms and hands. Okay, so that's one. Another posture is kind of has two parts because you can really move back and forth depending on how you feel. So first one is going to be similar to embracing the tree, which I have posted a video on recently. Okay, and that's where the hands are mirroring the heart. The inside of the arms are rounded. The scapula from the center of your scapula and thoracic spine is rounded. Okay, creating some serious strength. The sensation is that if somebody was going to come up and whack, and tap you on the back or hit you on the back gently with a stick, that your structure would bounce that force to protect you. Belly, chest, sunken in to the spine. Crown is reaching to the sky, and the chin is pressing into the cervical spine. Okay, so instead of open hands here, which is an option, we're gonna do closed fists. Okay, I really like the closed fists because when you close your hand like that, there's an extra stretch through the back of the arm and the wrist and the hand in those tendons. Okay, so you can see my palms, my fists are just a few inches apart. Settle into your posture. Inhale is again a relaxing, although there's not much movement, so it's relaxing your structure. Inhale, energy comes up through the body. Sorry, the inhale is relaxing, and then the exhale, feel the chi, the energy with your awareness flowing through the backs of the arms into your fists. Okay, and then the fists are sort of very, very subtly pressing in toward one another, although they don't move a whole lot. Okay, and you'll notice what I really love about this kind of stuff is that roundedness through the spine. I'll show you from the back. The roundedness through that spine and how the shoulders are in alignment in the shoulder socket, but everything through the elbow is kind of gently being pulled, especially on the exhale. It's being pulled away from the spine. And you'll notice as you practice that, especially because you're engaging the chest and the belly back into the back body, that this movement here creates a lot of space around your spine. So if you have chronically tense shoulders, or you have like even scoliosis, right, and you have a bit of a curved spine in there, getting those scapula and rounding the scapula and rounding the upper back like that is going to create a nice stretch for the spine. And because you're breathing and you're engaging the breath with that sinking of the front body back into the back body, you'll notice that your breath will start to fill up the back body more. And this is nice because this massages your organs. It also massages especially your kidneys, and it also is, in a way, it massages your spine. So if you feel pops or little subtle cracks, you feel connective tissue moving, you feel your spine actually, like literally moving into alignment, this is the juice of this practice, is really like allowing yourself to just be settled in and using your breath to do your own spinal adjustments. Okay, and you're going to feel it in all different places. You're going to feel your neck moving into alignment. The spine is essentially, in this practice, is being allowed, we're allowing the spine to come back into a much more fluid place, right? So in a way, this is incredible preparation for more advanced practices of Qigong or Tai Chi, because you're engaged with the breath, you're concentrating. There isn't the movement of knowing, of learning how to do different hand positions and all that stuff. You're literally just sitting here breathing, feeling, and allowing. Okay? Wow, that's a 14-minute video. Okay. So, yeah. All right, so practice those two like this with this slow movement. Inhale, exhale, and then inhale, relax. Exhale, chi flow through the arms to the fists. All right, have fun.